studio in Newport Beach, California. Welcome to another edition of the Chab Dog Sports Talk Radio Show. Sometimes scattered, but always edgy. We're an authentic take on sports talk. Rated R. Chab Dog brings you Eric, the well-read, Frank, the tank, Brian from Sports Rock, and special guests. We're here to talk sports. We're here to rant and vent. We're here to take it up another notch. Now here's your host, Chab Dog. Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome to the Chab Dog Sports Talk Radio Show. This is Eric the Well-Read, and we have Chab Dog on standby here. He's busy cutting a deal with the Chabner Law Firm, of course. 24/7, 365. You need something done, you hire Chab Dog, Brandon Chabner Law Firm, because he's working on a big deal right now for one of his clients. That's the dedication. But here we are with the Salute to the Military show today on the Chab Dog Sports Talk Radio Show. Post-election cycle, we have conceded the election and are awaiting the full vote count, but it looks quite likely that we have Joe Biden as president. And you might have seen him on last night with Kamala Harris doing the warm-up to his speech. And I thought both gave great speeches last night, both speeches of unity, of coming together, of being able to appeal to the greatest aspects of us as Americans, to the call to duty, the call to set our differences aside and come together as a nation. That's always been the greatest call that any president can give the nation, and the nation always heeds regardless of party or affiliations. So that's fantastic. Do we have you, Brandon? Are you back?
All right. I'm back.
All right.
I should be good for the next 2 hours.
Oh, fantastic. Well, welcome to your show.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry that you had to do more work today than usual, but
understandable.
We'll be good. Is Drew said he was calling in? Is he on?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So do your commercial.
Oh, are we ready to do the commercial?
Well, just your commercial that when we open the
intro?
show. Yeah, your Chab Dog Law Firm.
All right, welcome to Chab Dog Sports Talk. Sorry for the little bit of a discombobulated opening there, but we are on Spreaker.com every Sunday morning from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific Time. Brought to you by Chabner Law, serving Southern California's transactional legal needs, and by ChabDog.com for your head of your sports headlines and body sports commentary. And we got a great show for you today. Eric, remind me what the name of the show is. I forgot. It had to do with presidents, I think.
Well, actually, in the spur of the moment, because at 8:59, I realized I hadn't even done the title slide yet because we hadn't had a chance to discuss it. So I named, since I was watching the TV, and it's Salute to Military Day today for the NFL. So it's the Salute to the Military show on the Chab Dog Sports Talk. So we got to salute the military today, which is no problem. We can always salute the military.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, well, we always want to salute the military, right?
That's right. Proud of our men and women who currently serve and who have served before. Exactly.
Did you ever consider doing a military service?
I did, because I served. I grew up in Canada, and I was in the Canadian version of the ROTC, which we call the cadets. And so I was in the cadet program during high school, and was very tempted to go on to Royal Roads College, which is the military college in Canada, in Victoria, BC, and get a degree there. But I moved in a different direction, unfortunately. I always think, well, what would that life have been? It would have been a great life. I'm sure it would have been.
Yeah, you would have gotten to get up early a lot and
like
get you in great shape. You'd like all the running.
Yep. I would have fired one of Canada's 2 or 3 guns that they have.
You seem like you're kind of a guy that would do well, with equipment. You'd know how to use the guns, and you'd probably be a great soldier.
Yeah, I enjoy command structure, discipline, honor.
I don't know about me. I'm not the greatest in the morning. It's always a struggle. So I'd have to first figure out how to keep my shoes shined.
Yeah, I can see the drill sergeant getting down pretty hard on you. You'd go Full Metal Jacket on him, wouldn't you? Gunny.
Yeah, we could play that. We could play that, couldn't we? Drew Owens will be calling in, or Stuart Andrew Owens. I'm not sure. I never know what to say. I think he's going by Stu these days. And we might get Frank Fleming. I don't know. He's not been as punctual lately, but did he indicate he was calling in?
I haven't seen anything from him all week, but I believe he's now full time with Barstool. So.
Okay, so we'll be kind of getting bits and pieces to him, but hopefully, Brian Keller will call in around 10 o'clock.
Oh,
so
fantastic.
We'll have the benefit of his insights. I know he wants to talk a little about the election, and everybody out there that's a supporter of Joe Biden. I definitely want to say congratulations, though. It looks like the final certification will be and it always is like this. They have to certify the election and make it official, and that happens in I think a few weeks.
Right.
And there's these lawsuits that the Trump people filed, which have to be dealt with. So
right.
I don't know. Like, who can say when that's going to all be done? But absent a startling change of events, looks like it's over.
Did you watch the president-elect give his speech last night?
Just bits and pieces. I mean, I know about his. He made definitely entreaties for everybody to kind of for healing to start and the people to stop fighting with each other and just try to unite behind the common cause of making things better. And
yes,
isn't that right? I mean, I don't know.
That was the heart of his speech. It was a great speech. It was a presidential speech. It was a speech.
It's
that
a lot better to hear something like that than to hear. I saw some tweets from AOC, which were kind of disturbing about keeping track of who was supporting Trump and making lists up of people to go after or something. It's never. It's not part of our. I don't think our democratic tradition to do things like that.
No, it's not. And we now have Frank Fleming on the line.
Frank Fleming, joining us from Jersey.
Yeah, well, you were kind of right, but it wasn't a blowout or anything. It was a squeaker, but we may have.
No, but I told you that when they get to power, that's what AOC is going to do. It's going to be gulags in the education camps coming soon.
Well, she's going to try. But she's got to drag the rest of the party with her, and I think the party's victory.
Did you hear what Colbert said?
Colbert?
If you voted for this monster, you deserve to be punished.
Well,
and his audience.
That's what half the country said 4 years ago, Tank.
Loudest cheers ever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, it's
well, that's interesting. That.
You know what was happening in New Jersey?
What?
There were people knocking on doors and getting in their face and dancing in front of their doors.
Oh yeah.
And taking shit on the stoops.
Well, that's what people do in Jersey and New York. That's how you guys roll back there. You gloat.
Yeah.
There was the proposal was like assaults where they're taking down the American flag and then putting up a new flag with a red flag with Obama on it with a red star. What's it called? Did you hear what LeBron James said?
Oh no! What did he say?
We need to follow the Chinese model. And anyone that doesn't agree needs to be shut down, shut up, and have all their economic rights taken away from them.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's welcome to his opinion.
And even like the ESPN said that, this is why LeBron James is the greatest ever. He is smart. He knows what's best for you, and if you disagree, you should also be put on that list.
He should marry AOC. you imagine? Do you think AOC could handle him? He's a big boy. It's a lot of man.
And next year, there's gonna be meat taxes, energy taxes.
Oh, it's all coming.
You know the Democrat fight song, don't you?
Yeah. What's the Democrat fight song?
The official song of the Democrat Party, don't you?
Oh, I don't, but I know we're going to hear it. Let's hear it, Tank.
Got money in your pocket, not gonna last long. We're gonna take every last dime from you. Got freedom in your head, that's gonna be dead. Taking every last thing you have. We will tax you. We will tax you. Not gonna eat meat, only vegan. Everything is gonna be the same. Think the same. Dress the same, everyone's gonna be the same. Say, we will tax you.
We will.
Now, you're the hero now. Not gonna have any rights now. Soon as to be, economy. AOC is gonna be president. Thinking, we will tax you.
So, Tank, are you going to move to Canada?
They're not going to allow us. We're going to have restricted zones. We're going to have to have permission to go traveling anywhere soon.
Well, actually,
they're already testing it out with COVID.
Oh yeah, you can't go to Canada right now anyway. So, I can. I don't want to leave, but for all those folks that want to move, yeah, you know what, Tank, it won't be as bad. You know, just as it wasn't that bad for the other half of the country the last 4 years. With President Trump, it won't be that bad for the other half of the country the next 4 years for President Biden. But there'll be some changes. You know, we'll be back in the Paris Climate Accords in no time, and some other deals that we pulled out of we're going to jump back into.
Yeah,
again.
we're rejoining the WHO apparently.
Yeah, the WHO. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
meaty, big and bouncy.
Won't get fooled again.
Yeah, we won't get fooled again. So, Tank, did you stay up last night and watch Notre Dame and their triumphant overtime victory?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Who did you call that? Like, who thought Notre Dame would even be in that game, let alone win it?
What do you mean? That's a regular season game, though.
Against Clemson?
Oh, you mean just like be competitive with them?
Yeah. No, because Clemson was like up until now was playing miles ahead of Notre Dame. Looked like they were like some Midwest podunk team.
They didn't have their quarterback though.
They didn't have the offense. They didn't have anything going.
Their quarterback, Clemson's quarterback, was on the sidelines with a mask on, but the wrong kind of mask.
Well, I understand, but even with that, they still should have beat Notre Dame, handily. The defense.
By the way, I want to get this done quickly because I have a couple of things I have to go do.
Okay, so what? Oh yeah, so Tank, you're now full time at Barstool. Is that correct?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, congratulations. And I saw you playing golf on a real golf course yesterday too. What course are we at there?
Oh, it was just a little putting green out. That's next to.
Driving range.
That's next to the mini golf place.
Yeah, it was nice. You were hitting the pin there pretty well.
Yeah, we had a plan to try to go to the pitch and putt, but it's closed for the season now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, closed, huh?
Oh, well. Oh, yeah, because things freeze over there. What are people going to do for restaurants on the sidewalks? They can't really do that in the wintertime, can they?
Takeout.
Yeah.
Well, you know what they do now, don't you? These hardcore AOC supporters go with megaphones yelling at people for eating meat.
Oh, you're screwed then. Are they set up across from your place yet? Terrorizing your Colts fan that lives upstairs?
You're a murderer, Frank.
Yeah, Frank, you murderer.
I thought this was America.
So, Tank, since you have limited time, give us some things that are on your mind. I want to hear what's on Tank's brain right now.
I mean, the left really is just like throwing it in everyone's face. Dude, and they said they're going to unite the country. Yeah, bull fucking shit. They're going to be even worse.
Yeah, but they lost
but the
5
media's gonna
seats.
back.
Frank, they lost 5 seats in the House. That's not a victory. They went down in numbers in Congress. So that's not, and because of people like AOC, because of the extreme, they lost 5 seats, maybe more. They've lost 5 so far.
Well, they had what's it called, Mariah Carey singing to AOC. And then a hero came along with the strength to lead us home and tell us that there's gonna be no freedom, only a marxism and those are stolen.
Okay.
You know what? 8 out of 10 Generation Z people think that Joseph Stalin was a hero.
8 out of 10? Well, thank goodness they're a small generation. We didn't, we had a lot of birth control going, so we didn't have to have a lot of Gen Z children. But you just watch, Tank. You just watch this schism in the party. You know, it's really easy to be the opposition. But when you got to be the leaders, then it's a lot harder.
Nope.
And the spotlight's going to be on them. And AOC's and that group is going to split the party. The Democrats are going to be... Oh, they're going to fall apart, Tank.
They're going to be sycophantic. They're going to get everything that they do is going to be, that's great! Like the puppy dog. You know how they had the kitty and the puppy dog?
Mm-hmm.
Everything they do, there will be no media. They could fucking go into a classroom and shoot them, and they would get good positive coverage by NBC, CNN.
Well, yeah, they could stand out on Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody in broad daylight and get away with it, but so did the president. So,
yeah.
I think he set the standard, right? They're just learning from him. They didn't originate anything. They're copycats. So, Tank, looks like your boy bought the Mets this week.
Democracy is impossible when you have a biased media.
Yeah, that's becoming more and more apparent. But we need more time to be able to fight this. Just give it a few years. The Supreme Court is on our side. Once we get some challenges here, the media's going to get put back in its place. Don't worry, I'll guarantee it.
They're going to add 5 ultra-liberal justices.
Oh, they're going to stack the court, are they?
Yep.
Dude, if FDR couldn't do it, Joe Biden ain't getting it done. Don't worry about that. They can try. It ain't going to happen. And, FDR tried.
Then Ronnie said, I actually might think this is a good idea. It democratizes everything. You see, the side I'm on is bad, and I'm going to keep my side in check. The best thing that happened in 2012 was that I lost.
Well,
I actually ran to lose. That's what I wanted to do.
It's Mitt Romney, man. I mean, the one thing President Trump said was right was the guy was a loser. Can't take it all for steam, but dude, your team, you have a new owner now. It's official. Enough money got paid to the mayor to make the transfer happen over to Mr. Cohen, who now owns the Mets, correct?
Yes, it did.
So does that make Frank happy? Are you feeling a little bit better about that at least? I mean, one good thing happened, right?
Yep.
Any rumor on what the first move is going to be? Is it going to be a GM? Is it going to be a player?
Yeah, everybody.
He's going to fire everybody?
Yeah, he fired the GM, fired everybody.
Okay. That's a great first step. Did he fire the training staff?
No, they got fired a couple of years ago.
Well, it's not like the new one was doing much better, was it?
No, the new one has been doing better.
Maybe they should burn that down and start from scratch, too.
We have a rash of injuries like it was.
Mm-hmm.
But they part of the reason they had a problem was the Mets had inadequate medical equipment. That's going to be fixed.
Wow. They have like a gym from the 1960s where they have one of those weight loss machines that you put that belt on your stomach and it just wiggles it back and forth.
Yeah, that's actually what they had.
Mets are always getting injured, aren't they?
And then the sauna box. Your head sticks out, but your box is like in a sauna. Your body's in a sauna box. And you have a towel wrapped around your neck.
Yeah, he had that too.
Then they lock you in the machine and they turn it up to 1,000 like they did in that James Bond movie. Oh, the Mets. So maybe they'll turn the corner here, just like Alex Cora did in Boston. You see that? The moment his suspension was up?
Why did they even fire him? I mean, come on. If they were going to rehire him, why did they even fire him? What took this
back. He's back.
Yeah, even Brandon, you got to admit that's bullshit. Come on.
I agree. I don't understand how you fire the guy and then just rehire him back. It's a real George Steinbrenner move, isn't it?
If he got a 1-year suspension, if you're going to hire him back, just let him serve his suspension, and Renicky is the interim manager.
Well, that's exactly what they did.
When they named Renicky the manager, you knew Renicky was never going to be the full. So it was never going to be a manager enough long term in Boston.
No,
never.
But if you're going to have 1 year where he's got to fill in, and it's a COVID year at that, this was the year to do it. So it was perfect. Now they get Cora back and they move on. No, they fired Cora at the time. It was pure optics. They fired him a year at the time just to say, hey, look, we fired the guy. Like, we agree something wrong happened here, and never telegraphing the idea they're going to rehire him again exactly at the moment they could. That was
the only one that got pumped for the Mets and Carlos Beltran.
Yeah. Yeah, and don't worry, he's going to resurface any second now too, because he didn't have a 1 year. He had a 1 year suspension too, wasn't it?
No.
Lifetime? No, it wasn't lifetime. Nobody was lifetime.
He didn't get suspended. He was a player.
Oh, Beltran.
Players were on punishment.
Players got. Yeah, that's right. Players got immunity. I thought you were talking about the Houston manager.
No, I got
Dusty
to
Baker
go pick up a few things. So let's get these picks done.
You want to do picks? Okay. Chabdog, you ready for picks?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, we got great game today. Seattle at Buffalo. Seattle's a 2.5-point road favorite. I'm on Seattle. How about you, Tank?
Well, Seattle on that one.
Chabdog?
I'll go with Seattle.
Atlanta is at home, and surprisingly a 4-point favorite over Denver, who finally won a game.
I like Atlanta. I like Atlanta in that game.
Yeah, I'm taking.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay, I'm going to take Denver just for the hell of it. Tennessee is at home playing Chicago. Tennessee is a 5.5 point favorite, home favorite against the Bears.
I like the Bears to at least cover that game.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Frank.
What happened to the Bears last week?
They lost, but it was a close game.
Yeah. Yeah, Bears. It should be close, I guess. That sounds right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then the team nobody can pick right.
Titans also lost last week, too.
What's that, Tank?
The Titans also lost last week.
Yes.
Yeah, they looked like crap.
Yeah.
They really shit the bed last week.
And here they're favored by 5.5.
It's a lot of points to favor us.
Well, that's why we're all on Chicago, I suppose. But we got the Vikings playing the team that none of us can ever pick, Detroit. Vikings are 4-point favorites at home.
I'm taking the Vikings.
Vikings are at home?
Yeah, Vikings home. 4-point favorite against Detroit.
Somebody's hurt for Detroit, I think.
Isn't Stafford out on COVID or something?
No, he's been cleared.
He's been cleared, okay.
Oh, yeah? I don't know.
Yeah, Stafford was in protocol.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
That's a tough one. I guess Minnesota.
I'm taking Minnesota just by default. Tank, you're on. You're gonna take the Vikings, okay? And then another great game today. Baltimore, 2.5-point favorite, road favorite in Indianapolis.
Yeah. I always pick Indianapolis wrong, so it's like impossible for me. But I guess I'm going to go with Baltimore.
I'm taking the Ravens.
Yeah, I'm on the Ravens too. We'll take the favorite there. I think that's safe money. And then Kansas City at home, 10.5-point favorites against the Carolina Panthers.
That's it, 10.5 points.
10.5, yeah. Kansas City coming off just a shit kicking of the Jets.
I think Kansas City's going to kick the shit out of the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
God.
You know, the Panthers are a bit of a pain in the ass.
Who's a pain in the ass?
The Panthers are a bit of a pain in the ass.
Oh, yeah. Panthers.
Yeah, you can never tell.
The Chiefs are going to win that game, and they're going to win by 9.
Oh, no. That kind of pain in the ass. Okay. Yeah. So, okay, Tank, you're going to take the backdoor cover there.
Backdoor cover.
Backdoor cover Blues. Houston is...
Backdoor
Oh, this
cover.
game... My God. Guys, this game makes me sick. I wish both these teams had COVID and were taken off the board. Houston is a 6.5-point favorite at Jacksonville. Go ahead and tell me who's 6.5 points. Houston, Jacksonville.
Half-point favorite?
6.5.
6.5. Well, the Jaguars quarterback is hurt. I don't even know who's playing. Who's
Whoever
starting. I don't even know
it is,
the guy's
yeah.
name.
Yeah,
Never
Minshew.
heard of him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So
no Minshew, huh?
no Minshew.
Well, then I think the Jaguars are pretty much toothless. Probably do have to go with the Texans and
That's
to
the joke.
beat them.
Yeah, I'm taking Jacksonville because I'm just sick to my stomach here. I'll take the home team.
I'm thinking Texans because, like I said, I don't even know who's starting for the Jaguars at quarterback. I don't even know the guy's name.
Mm-hmm.
Minshew's got a broken thumb.
Wow. Well, we didn't know the guy who started for San Francisco either. Yeah, that didn't end well for the 49ers, so that's good reason to take Houston, but I've already circled Jacksonville, so fuck it. The Giants are in our nation's capital, playing whatever that team is there, and the home team is a 3-point favorite. I'm taking the Giants.
I'll take the proletariat.
Okay.
The who?
The proletariat.
The proletariats. Yeah, the proletariats in our nation's capital.
Hail to the proletariat. Hail the working class.
I'll go with the what the fuck.
Teaching the rays of Mao, Marx and Lenin, Castro, and of course, Che Guevara. There are heroes and our inspiration, proletariat. Hail the proletariat, bring down the cavalry. We got a new nation in the name of Marx.
Rah. Chargers are playing in... Actually, I don't know where they're playing, but their Chargers are playing Las Vegas somewhere, and the Chargers are a 1-point favorite.
The game's in L.A., and the Chargers are happy there's no fans.
Yeah.
Because if there were fans, there'd be all Raider fans in that stadium.
Yeah, exactly. That's going to be that way for a few years. Despite that, I'm still taking the Chargers. Who are you taking?
The Chargers are like the Falcons East right now. They can't hold a lead to save their lives. I'm taking the Raiders.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Raiders. This is my week to get it wrong by picking the Raiders. So.
Oh, good. That makes my Chargers pick seem better.
Every few weeks, I succumb to this urge and pick the Raiders.
Yeah. Ida doesn't like the Raiders either. The Pittsburgh Steelers are playing at Dallas, and Pittsburgh's a 13.5-point favorite. I'm not sure. I think that number's a little small.
Do you know who's Ben DiNucci has been benched for sucking. So the Cowboys are starting to get another quarterback. Andy Dalton is still trying to remember his name.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he got knocked into Monday, all right.
Yeah, he's saying
How did
stars.
that guy not get suspended? How did Bostic not get suspended?
It was a clean hit somehow.
I mean, he's captivated him.
Well, just because the results are a retard child, it doesn't mean that he did something bad.
Garrett Gilbert is starting for the quarterback for the Cowboys, and Ezekiel Elliott is doubtful.
I thought Ezekiel Elliott's his backup. The punter's the backup quarterback.
So Garrett Gilbert is going to be starting for the Cowboys. There may be no Ezekiel Elliott. Their defense is trash. The Steelers are just playing on a high level. That game might be 40-0.
Yeah, exactly. I think 13.5 is small. So Tank and I are with Pittsburgh. How about you, Chab Dog?
I mean, that's a pretty obnoxious spread. It's just
it'll be 40-0 after the first quarter. I mean,
the Cowboys are a fucking mess.
Turns out Jason Garrett wasn't such a bad coach after all. And that's funny.
Yeah. Well, all right. What the hell?
Let's
say the Steelers win 30-10. So that sounds right.
That sounds right. Now, the next Tank, the upsurging Miami Dolphins are playing the Arizona Cardinals, in Arizona, in Phoenix. And they're a 4.5-point favorite. So Miami's a 4.5-point road dog today. Who do you like?
Dolphins have some problems right now. They had a great win last week against the Rams, but they have a couple of injuries. Myles Gaskin's out. Their running back situation's out. Problem. They had a couple of players in COVID protocol, so that's not good. And Arizona's playing really good. So I of course want the. Of course, I want the Dolphins to win, but I just don't see it this week. I just don't see it. Unfortunately,
but can they keep it close?
Will they lose by 4.5 though?
They might lose by a touchdown.
Okay.
I'll take the Dolphins against that spread.
Okay. Yeah, I'm taking Arizona. It sounds like Frank is reluctantly taking Arizona. And then tonight, we've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home against New Orleans. And Tampa Bay is a 5.5-point favorite. Boy, how fast the Saints have fallen. Fallen Saints.
Well, the Saints are pretty great. They're actually tied in that division.
I know. I don't know why. I guess Tom Brady. Is Tom Brady?
The Saints won the first game. I think that spreads more of an indication of that they believe in Tom Brady.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see.
But you know what?
What?
I think the Saints might cover that number.
Yeah, do about.
Tampa might win, but they'll lose by a field goal.
By 3, by field goal. Yeah, I'm with you there. Okay, I'll take New Orleans on that basis. And Frank, what about you, Chab Dog?
It's how many points is it?
5.5.
It's
where is it? Breaking news.
Thanks for that.
What?
Alex Trebek is dead.
Oh no!
I'll take New Orleans. What happened?
Alex Trebek.
I think Alex Trebek is dead.
Yeah. Breaking news. Thank you for breaking that. And I'm so sorry to hear. Alex Trebek, yeah, great guy. Great.
Died at the age of 80 this morning.
80.
Yeah, he had. I think he had pancreatic cancer.
Pancreatic cancer.
Yeah, no, that's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was fighting that for quite a while.
Yeah, it's a death sentence.
Yeah. Yeah, once it gets there, it's unfortunately not much more
than...
My grandmother actually died of... my grandmother died out of... my grandmother actually died of pancreatic cancer, so that's a death sentence.
Yeah, it's close to home. On Monday night, we've got New England Patriots on the road in New York playing the Jets. And the Patriots are a 7.5-point favorite.
That's a lot of points.
But it's the Jets.
Joe Flacco starting. Enough said.
Joe Flacco. Wow. Joe Flaccid.
Joe the statue Flacco.
Yeah. Yeah, at two
Flacco.
By the way, if the Jets find a way to win that game, who's going to be more angry? Patriot fans or Jets fans?
Jeez. Yeah, some town's going to get burnt down over the result of that game. Uh-huh.
So you think that the Jets want to lose the rest of their games so they get the pick?
That'd be the best thing they could do.
Did you hear latest about the Jets? Well, Bill Belichick had Spy Cam, right?
Fight Cam?
He had a what?
Remember Spy Cam? Remember Spygate?
Oh, Spygate, of course.
Belichick?
Yeah.
Cam. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Jets found cameras in their locker rooms, and Adam Gase is listening to the so he can hear who's saying bad things about him.
Oh, Adam Gase is the coach that we all wanted to see the guy succeed. We were all pulling for the guy, and yet the train still fell off the tracks. So Adam Gase is an example of we can all have great intentions and really want the best for someone and still witness the worst happen anyway. Yeah, what a shame.
All right, we'll do a couple of errands. Maybe just pick up a sandwich, mainly.
Mm-hmm. What kind of sandwich? You gonna go full Italian today with a little bit of Italian dressing?
No Italian dressing. I might go for the Cadillac with the roast beef, gravy, and mozzarella.
Oh, gravy. Yeah. Okay. That's
Juicy
stylish.
roast beef with gravy. Nice.
But Tank, you usually go,
right.
you raw dog it. You're gonna put gravy on it?
Well, gravy is something different. I like gravy.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. Who doesn't like gravy? That's fantastic. Well, Frank, thank you so much for stopping by today on the Chab Dog Sports Talk Radio Show.
Yeah.
All right. Talk to you later.
And I hope we don't.
Yeah,
I hope AOC doesn't jail you next week.
At barstool.com.
Yep, Barstool. Barstool.com, Frank. And Frank
Fleming.
Fleming.
Eric, why don't you run that? Why don't you run that clip of Barry Goldwater at the Dean Martin roast? That was pretty good.
Yeah,
Frank might like that.
We'll send Frank out with Dean Martin, Barry Goldwater, or this is Barry Goldwater roasting James Stewart.
The popular senator from Arizona. Thank you, Dean. And thanks for inviting me to share this evening with our mutual friend Jimmy Stewart. And let me tell you, it's cold in the east. Billy Carter is very impressed with the annual snowfall in Buffalo. 3 months, 3 months each year, it's the only city with a head on it. I just forgot so bad the other night in Washington there was a little nip in the air and Dean Martin drank it. People all over the country keep talking about legalizing gambling. And I thought we already had it. It's called Election Day. But speaking of losers, the last time I saw Dean and Jimmy Stewart together, they were in my home state of Arizona. They came over there to make a movie they called Bandolero. And in the movie, Dean and Jimmy were lost in the desert. The horses were gone, their lips were parched, their tongues were swollen, and they crawled up to a water hole. And that's when the director said, "Cut," and called in Dean's stuntman to drink the water for him. I've always respected Jimmy Stewart for his patriotism, and also because he's a very concerned citizen. And Jimmy, in response to your sincere interest, I'm happy to tell you that the Senate has just drafted a new anti-crime bill. Unfortunately, on the way to the House, it was stolen. Jimmy, again, it's been a long time since Mr. Smith goes to Washington. And from where I sit, it seems that things have changed a bit in Congress. We can see much more clearly now. For one thing, nobody has to sit behind Bella Abzug in her hat anymore. And after all these years in Washington, I now realize what it takes to become the president. Apparently it helps to have a brother who sits at a gas station drinking beer all day. When I was campaigning in that razor-thin election in 1964, I should have told everyone that Dean was my brother. Jimmy and I share many interests. We are both pilots and aviation enthusiasts. Thank you. In fact, this year is kind of an anniversary for Jimmy. 50 years ago, Jimmy made his first airline flight across the country, and just last week they delivered his missing luggage. Jimmy's too much a modest man to talk about his exploits during World War II, but I'd like you to know Jimmy's entitled to wear 12 different medals, including the coveted Distinguished Flying Cross, and he's here tonight without any of those medals. He left them all at home, pinned on his pajamas. I must say, it's been both a pleasure and a privilege to be with you two tonight. For in you, and I say this with some bias, can be found some of the outstanding qualities, Jim, of three of our great Republican presidents, Abraham Lincoln, Calvin Coolidge, and Gerald Ford. And by that I mean you're tall and lanky and a man of few words and a rotten golfer.
Well, that was a very classy roast there, wasn't it?
Yeah, that guy had a Barry Goldwater. You know, people like to portray him as this, far right kind of lunatic conservative.
Oh yeah.
But he had a very kind of a very personable, human delivery. Good delivery there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he has. You can tell that guy has a sense of humor.
Oh yeah, he's a remarkably good speaker. He's a good man. I mean, it's the liberals have forever been, painting people on the right as extreme, and mischaracterizing them. And Barry Goldwater is another. I mean, all he's known for is wanting to drop massive retaliation and using nuclear weapons in Vietnam.
Well, that's. And there were the commercials, right, with that were run in '64 in that election, which had a big impact on
yes,
reinforcing that.
Yeah, the little girl picking the daisy petals and counting them down, and then it became a countdown for a missile launch, and then exactly. And then a nuclear bomb goes off, and bang, it scared the snot out of people. But that was LBJ. He wasn't going to beat LBJ anyway in that history. But back to that happened. That was a very classy roast there, though, of Jimmy Stewart by massive retaliation. Goldwater there. Yeah,
we also have. I also have that clip that's good with Rich Little doing Hubert Humphrey. You want to play that? That's hilarious.
Yeah, here it is. That's a great one. And
now I'd like to introduce one of the most brilliant impressionists in the business. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the man of 1,000 voices, Mr. Rich Little.
Thank you, Dean. My fellow Americans, I'm just as punched as pleased to be here tonight. I was saying to my wife, Muriel, just the other day, I said, Muriel, and she said, that's right. And I knew it was her because I never forget a face. I just made that up. Is he laughing? Take a look. But you know, my fellow Americans, I've been doing a number of things since I ran for president of the United States. I've been touring all across this great country making speeches. Because, my fellow Americans, I see a country where there is no poverty, no bigotry, no unemployment. I see a country where there is clean air and clean water. I see Switzerland. But you know, I was asked just the other day if I would pose in the centerfold of Playgirl magazine. That's true. I was quite honored at first, and then after thinking it over, I declined it because I felt that enough government secrets had already been exposed. But you know, my fellow Americans, in closing, as well as being a United States Senator, I have a wonderful new job now, and I'm very pleased about it. I'm working for the cartoon division of Warner Brothers. It's a very simple job that I have. All I do at the end of the cartoon is come out and say, that's all, folks.
Likening him to Porky Pig there, but okay.
Yeah, no, but he had a real distinct voice, didn't he?
Oh yeah.
My fellow Americans. I said that all the time. I was only 3 at the time though, so I don't remember that much from the 1968 campaign.
Yeah, Hubert Humphrey. Yeah, that's going back. It's not. I think we might be the last generation left that even remembers the man. I don't think our kids. Would your son know who Hubert Humphrey is?
Vice
If you shook
president.
him?
Yeah, he's vice president for 5 years.
Yeah, under Lyndon Baines Johnson, yes.
And then he ran unsuccessfully against Nixon in 1968.
Mm-hmm.
And did he try to run again after that?
Yeah, I believe in 76, 72 and 76.
70, maybe it was 72.
Oh yeah, definitely 72 against McGovern because that was a weak cast that year.
He couldn't win it from McGovern.
Yeah, in a torn party. Yeah, Frank. I mean, he's gets very excitable about AOC and the left wing of the party there, but we've seen this before, Chap Dog, where the once you get into power, both ends start to eat towards the middle, and they eat themselves. You watch the Democrats; the left will fight the moderates, and they'll be fighting back and forth within their own party, and trying to sway American opinion on their ideological battle. We've seen this play before.
Yeah, I mean, I think they realized that the Democrats didn't sweep to victory in the House at all. They lost seats, and the Senate was kind of, so far, it looks like a stalemate. Mm-hmm. And that's large. And the vote for Trump just, I think, is a signal that they better be careful and not go too extreme to the left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, Joe himself, he's been a moderate his entire career. I don't see him, suddenly moving to the hard left right now. I mean, why? He's been a moderate his entire career, and he's been a consistent man his entire career. So we're going to see those two sides of the party battle it out in an ideological split here. But most of the country is going to be on the moderate side. We have a new caller, Chab Dog. I think this might be
okay.
Be Stu. Stu? Drew?
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning.
How you guys doing today?
Hey. We're doing well, dude. Thanks for calling in.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's in a good mood this morning. I wonder why.
Yeah, a little good mood there. Things have changed a little bit, and again, I'm just hoping that things can come together a little bit better. That's all. It's
yes.
We're like President-elect Biden said, we just want to. Both sides got to give a little. Mm-hmm. So I think if both sides give a little bit, then it can be better. That's all we can ask for. Mm-hmm. So I'm just hoping that things can be better. That's all.
Exactly. That we can talk again. Let's have words again with each other, as Vice President or President-elect Biden just said last night. That was a great speech, wasn't it?
It was very good, and I like what he had to say. Now, put it into action, that's a whole different game.
Oh, yeah.
But again, I think he's going to try to put it in action, and I'm hoping that the Trump coalition and a lot of Republicans can just, okay, you lost, lick your wounds, and just gear up for 4 years from now. That's all. That's all you can do. Mm-hmm. And again, you still have the Senate, so I mean, it's still not a full Democratic run right there. So again, it's about working together. Mm-hmm. And it's like when we talk about sports. I mean, you may not like each other off the field, but on the field, you got to work together. So that's what we have to do.
And that's what he called us to do. That's what he called us to do last night. And if President Trump had once, called the nation to come together, everyone under the flag to work together in unity, that would have been fantastic. That might have changed the outcome of this election. But I don't remember President Trump ever once calling us to unity to fight a common foe. And that's what a president does. That's what I was very happy, very pleased to hear President Biden call us together, because it's time for us to circle the wagons here and move forward as a nation here. Yeah. And despite our differences, because we have a lot in common here.
Yeah. It was a very uplifting speech, and even if you didn't vote for him, I don't think you could complain about the speech. Oh, that's the thing. I think you can.
Nobody can complain about that speech. And Kamala Harris before, you must be, oh my goodness. Drew, you've been on her for years. You must be beside yourself.
Well, Kamala is, first of all, she's a very brilliant woman, but I think also she's kind of the bookend he needed to complete this, because, again, alone, if he picked anybody else, I don't think they'd have beat Donald Trump. So, again, it was the right pick for that combination, and I think for the nation, it's gonna help as well. So everything, I think, worked out good with her being as vice president-elect.
Yeah, she's. I never thought of that before. That aspect that if he had chosen someone else, it wouldn't have gotten the job done. I mean, it was a very close margin too, by the way, in many states. So you think she was that helped him among other choices? That she was a unique choice to push him over the edge? Interesting.
I believe so, because you had a lot of in 2016, a lot of women who voted for Trump did not for him this year because of what he was doing, and I don't think that was very smart on his move to put women down. No. And lost a lot of votes, and he actually lost a lot of votes with the white men in the between the 30s to 50 range, and that kind of surprising as well. So, I mean, his strategy didn't work well. And I think everything that Biden did, and some of the Democrats didn't agree with, worked. I mean, he did some strategy to go into Florida, even though they didn't win it, to go into Michigan, to go into Pennsylvania when they said that you're not really going to get any success. And that's what won it for him, because he did the unconventional things that the Democrats didn't want to do, and that's where he did what Hillary didn't do.
Yes.
So that's what impressed me about him.
Well, that and the message, the return to normalcy. You have a president who's not going to be operating on Twitter.
Yeah, that's. I don't think I really don't like that. I mean, it's kind of silly to do that, but we're in the Twitter world, so I mean, maybe I'm just old school when it comes to that. So. I'm kind of on the late freight when it comes to Twitter, and but see, the one thing that Trump does know how to do, he does know how to get people, and that's I don't know if that's gonna be a benefit for Republicans for him to stay in the news, because again, I personally think they should start over and get somebody else, but Trump is very powerful. So I don't know how that's going to work with Republicans.
Well, they have a choice here. Themselves within their own party decide if they go Trump or not.
He's going to be in the news for a while because he's still challenging this thing. And then there's that thing in election in Georgia. They're probably going to have him there in Georgia to try to push that.
Yeah.
The funny thing is when they had the they said we're going to meet the Four Seasons, and it was the Four Seasons crematorium. Did you see where they actually had that meeting with Giuliani, and they had a meeting of what they were going to do, and everybody thought it was going to be the Four Seasons in Philadelphia. It was the Four Seasons. It was Four Seasons landscaping, and it was also a crematorium. So is that what we're down to right now? I mean, it didn't look good right there. It looked kind of tacky. So
well,
that's
the karma.
That's how the lawsuit's going to be. And you know about this, Chap Dog, with presenting. It's all the presentation, and it did not look very good right there.
No, the karma was off, right? Like a sports team coming out in the third quarter or early fourth quarter and taking a curtain call and announcing they're winning the game. The president comes out on election night the next day and says that he's got this and it's solid, and he's declaring all but declaring victory. That's that's bad karma, man. Just ask the Chicago Cubs, Dusty Baker.
Just don't do that.
And he did that, yeah. Didn't that look horrible? Optics, right? Oh,
they're completely caught blindsided by the mail-in ballots. It seemed like they had no conception that it would go that heavily against them, because it just looked like everybody, the vast majority of people that voted early were, or at least in the states in question, were voting for Democrat.
Yeah, but that's more people voted for him this time than the last election as well. So it's just how they tally up. I mean, it's just how it goes. More people wanted him gone than to stay. Period. Absentee voters or not.
Most people voted. I mean, this has been the largest voting turnout ever on both sides.
Yeah.
So I mean, this but where the Republican side failed, they should have knew what was going to happen with the mail-ins. Democrats usually vote mail-in, and the way that they were going to announce it, they should have known this was coming this way. This is bad strategy. What they did was the same thing. They had bad. Whoever was on their side did not inform Trump what was gonna happen, right? So maybe that's why he got blindsided, because they should have known this was gonna happen. Mm-hmm. Even the Democrats knew that the lead that they had at the beginning wasn't gonna stay like that. Especially when the mail-in.
Mm-hmm.
That was a false positive there.
Yeah.
So he got burned by that. So Stu, what do you want to hear? I got a bunch of clips. I got one good one from. You want to play him the LaWanda Page clip?
Oh, let me roll that. Yeah.
You like that, right?
Yeah. Go ahead.
LaWanda roast Frank Sinatra. I got it right here.
That's right now.
A lovely lady, wonderful and warm person, Miss LaWanda Page.
Casino last night. Man, you were so smashed. You took a slot machine by the arm and tried to smooth talk it into coming up to your room. That's all you've been winding up with lately. Lemon. Don't start pulling on my skirt either with them hot hunky hands. You do that again, I'll kick you so hard you be wearing your jockey shorts at half mast. Get a load of this day. Looking at all these white faces could make a lady snowblind. What you laughing at, Milton Berle? With those buck teeth, you look like a chipmunk in heat. I heard what you said, Dom DeLuise. I don't want no jive from you, fatso. You look like the Pillsbury Doughboy with the moon. Don't Don't you start nothing, George Burns, you old geezer. Honey, he's so antique. He keeps his waterbed filled with Geritol. Look at Don Rickles and tell us about is laughing. Lucky you and Kojak didn't sit next to each other. The NBC censor would have made you two balders wear a brazier on your head. What you laugh about, Ruth Buzzard? You ain't exactly a sex symbol, honey. You could stroll naked through a camp of lonely lumberjacks, and all you pick up would be splinters. And don't you go stamping your gums, Jack Klugman. Anybody who spends 5 years living with Tony Randall. Man, I'd like to hear you explain that to Anita Bryant. And now we get to you, Mr. Francis Albert Sinatra. You've always been posing and strutting. You're supposed to be a big man. Well, let me tell you something, Turkey. Honey, Wilt Chamberlain could slam dunk you and still have room to palm a watermelon. I know you got your footprints in the forecourt of the Chinese theater. So what's the big deal? Everybody figured someday you'd wind up in cement. Good night, everybody.
The great LaWanda Page. Apologies for the sound quality, but that's still is funny. You can still hear it. I mean, it's still great.
Yeah.
Classic. So, Chab Dog, we're up at the midway point in the show here.
Yeah,
you want to keep rolling? You want to take a break?
We'll get back to you in a few minutes, Stu, and I think we got another caller coming in, and we can talk some of the games today.
Fantastic.
I want to hear your assessment of the Patriots' chances.
Oh.
Okay, we'll just be back in a few minutes. Here's where we get another cup of coffee, and you get a cup of coffee too on the Chab Dog Sports Talk Radio Show.
Yeah, Eric, play whatever you want to play.
We're told that greatness is exceptional, when it should be expected. You choose every day to live your life intentionally, without apology for how bright your light may shine. So go be great. Go be brilliant. Go be you. Go defy life. The Defy Life movement is one that speaks to each of us in its own way. Defy Life gear speaks to us all by reminding us that one size does not fit all. Visit defylifegear.com to get fitted for greatness.
The law office of Brandon S. Chabner, serving clients in Southern California with transactional legal services since 2007. We handle general, corporate, outside counsel type work, drafting and negotiating a wide variety of business and commercial contracts, including non-disclosure agreements, independent contractor agreements, and employment agreements. Our experience includes working with public and private companies and involves a broad range of industries, including healthcare, consumer products, real estate, and high technology. Mr. Chabner has over 20 years of legal experience, having worked for some larger national firms and serving as general counsel for a multi-million-dollar private company here in Southern California before starting his own legal practice. His educational credentials include a law degree from UCLA, where he was on law review, undergraduate degree at Yale, where he graduated magna cum laude, and an MBA from Harvard Business School. Other areas of focus for Chabner Law include press release and business plan editing, pre-litigation matters, and debt and mortgage resolution work. You can contact us at 310-698-0740 and at bchabner@chabnerlaw.com.
Like Chab Dog said, he was 100% right.
He can take all comers.
Iran, Iraq, stalagmite, stalactite. That's.
There you go, sir. You're all set for the press conference.
Are you sure they won't be able to see it at all? Good. It feels just like my hearing aid.
Mr. President, about the radio transmitter. Now, instead of briefing you thoroughly, as we normally do, which tends to tire and confuse you, we've decided to use the receiver. If you're stumped for an answer, I'll talk into the mic, and it will be transmitted directly into the receiver. And so...
Well, just like radio. Well, that's fine with me.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
Well, that's my cue, boys. Yep, you say Iran, I say Iraq. Let's call the whole thing a deal. My, oh, my, what a wonder. Be seated.
My God. Ladies and gentlemen of the press.
Excuse me. I knew that. I was just taking a dramatic pause. I'm not stupid.
Sorry.
Thank you. Thank you. Deja vu. Be seated. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, I'm ready for your questions. Milt?
Mr. President, in light of recent events, do you feel the secret arms deal to Iran was a mistake?
Well, I was expecting you to ask that. And I would like to answer that with a definitive... No. No.
Mr. President.
Thank you, sir.
Not him. Not him either.
Not him either.
Trudy.
Not
Trudy.
you.
Trudy.
Eeny, meeny, Trudy. Trudy.
Mr. President, this may seem like a lob,
Well, I'm here to serve.
but what would you enjoy talking about?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, Trudy, because... One Adam 12, one Adam 12.
We're getting some interference. Sounds like a police report.
Well, you know, Trudy, we have a 518 in progress, and the perpetrator's a burly male Negro, 5 feet 8 inches tall, 145 pounds.
Mr. President, we're getting some interference on that frequency. That was not me. That was a police report.
Mr. President, I'm sorry, but what were you referring to?
Well, I was just describing
our new ambassador to South Africa.
Our new ambassador to South Africa. Yes.
Mr. President.
Please, yes.
Mr. President, why don't you just admit the arms deal was a mistake?
Well, I'm glad you asked that because this is one that I'm ready for because, whoa, Kareem goes on the inside, passes to Magic, swish, that's 2 points, bingo!
Mr. President, we're going to try different frequencies, and until then, you may have to wing it.
Well, you may have to wing it. What I was trying to say is the Ayatollah's a swish, and wait a minute. Well, back to our traffic route, our helicopter out there on the Potomac. Seems like we're backed all the way up to the bridge, Bob. I don't know what... Whoa. I'm a rapper. See me now. Say a Whoa. See that? Look out. Los míos sabordentes con gleam. Oh, sorry there. Whoa. Yes, Dr. Ruth, I've always had this problem with premature... Wait a minute. I just say that... Yes, it's an all non-stop doors weekend. Hello. I love you. Won't you tell me your name? I just see... Wait a minute. Well, live from New York, it's Saturday night!
Okay, we're back.
Yeah, that was Robin Williams doing Reagan. That was great.
Robin Williams?
They had the thing in his ear, the transmitter.
And we have Brian from Sports Talk is joining us also.
Yeah, Brian, have you met, you know Drew, right? Drew's on the line, Drew Owens.
How you doing, Brian?
I think so. Yeah, I'm okay. Thanks, Edgar.
Good.
Yeah.
I just turning on the red zone here, see what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on red zone also.
Where is the Red Zone channel anyway? Is that on what cable channel is that?
Spectrum. It's on 311 on Spectrum, I believe.
Yeah, I don't know.
I got it on part of it's NFL Red Zone, NFL Network. I got it on Sling here.
Oh, NFL Network. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I want to watch this. I'm watching the Ravens Colts right now on NBC. That's a pretty good game. Or CBS.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have CBS, unfortunately, but I got NBC and Fox and ESPN.
Des Bryant is playing for the Ravens today.
Who's playing? Des Bryant?
Yeah, Des Bryant. They brought him back.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's still got some speed left in those legs.
We'll find out.
He's kind of old.
He is kind of old.
Yeah. He's like old like we are.
Football age, yeah. He might be a little bit older, actually.
Well, so what's going on with the Patriots? Do you have any hope for them? Do you think that
can you believe that they're actually 9-point favorites on the road? Well, they're playing against the Jets, so maybe that is so. But this might be the time you take the Jets and the points because the New England's offense is second to last or last in the NFL. They're worse than the Jets, so I would probably take the points in the Jets. But I think New England they'll squeak by today. They'll squeak by. So.
I'm taking the Jets straight up myself.
Not a bad time.
I figure why not? Why not?
Yeah, this might be one time to beat them. Yeah. But I mean, New England just it really makes you think who had the better of it. Brady, even though Brady has a better cast, there was a lot of Brady had a lot to do with winning in New England, not necessarily just Belichick. It was Brady. Sometimes just got that. You got it, and Brady has it. And Belichick right now is just really unlucky right now. He just doesn't have he has injuries. He has Newton, and that combination is a loser right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I was real dubious on that acquisition, and people didn't want to listen. But now you're seeing it. He's just not. He's not back to where he was when he was doing well, and I don't think he's getting there.
Somebody brought up the idea that he did after the COVID sickness. He hasn't been the same. Now, I'm not putting it all on that, but again, we don't know how the body's affected by this. So again, it's still it could be a factor because he was actually playing pretty well before the COVID.
That's true.
So I mean, that could be a factor. We don't know yet, but it could be. So I mean, again, that's it's plausible.
Yeah.
I see. You got into his arm, huh?
Well, his mechanics have always been bad, so that's
terrible. Yeah, he has that like long wind up, so it's not. He doesn't have a good quick release. I just never. He's always been more of a. He does a lot of damage with his legs. He's a big guy, but he's. He can't make a living running the ball in his current situation, in current state. And if he can't throw it effectively, I don't know what the hope is.
No.
They should have got somebody like Rivers. That would have worked well.
Yeah, Rivers
would. Yeah.
Look what he's doing in Indy. He's having a lot of success there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said he's probably going to be. Well, it could change, but he may go down as the best quarterback that never went to a Super Bowl.
Never even went to Super Bowl. Yeah.
Yeah, he never even went to a Super Bowl yet.
Yeah, he probably is the best quarterback that never went to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Does this
Warren
prove,
Moon had something to say about that, I think.
Does this prove that they should have kept Garoppolo?
Well, Garoppolo's injury prone. So he was injury prone in New England. So we don't know. I mean, he may not have been playing in New England. So the word's still out on Garoppolo.
Okay, Garoppolo, or I mean, what? This is better.
Well, at least Newton's playing. I mean, Garoppolo may never get on the field again. Seems like every time he gets on the field, he gets hurt.
That's true. He is made of glass.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, the other...
Yes, I should have been more aware of that when I made my pick on the game for Thursday night, because I wasn't thinking Garoppolo was out, but he was.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, the Niners. Yeah.
So
not the same without. Well, yeah. That whole team's been ravaged with injuries too.
Yeah, Debo was out also. They have a lot of players out, so there was no way I was going to pick the Niners against Packers in that game.
Yeah, good for you. I wasn't as smart, but I didn't have any money on it, so. Stu, Brian correctly forecasted the Dodgers winning the World Series. Aren't you impressed?
Well, I have to congratulate.
In six, actually, too. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but my percentage is always good with the Dodgers because they usually lose. But you got to lose once, and they did it. You know, so and since they did, and none of my teams did, I got to give you props. I wish my team was there.
Yeah,
so,
I know your team in baseball. It's the same as my team.
Well, we live in the past, memories. 79, 71, 1960, I think.
Yeah, you got him going back 1924.
Actually, my favorite team is the Reds, but at least they got in the playoffs anyway.
Yeah, there's something better than our team.
So now we're just we got to watch pro football and maybe a little college. There's not a lot else to do, but it's always like this now. I mean, we're not going to see basketball till next year, right? More basketball.
They're talking about December. I heard a rumor.
December.
Yep, NBA.
They want to
have
back
in December.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that too. They're talking about going just before Christmas Day, so they can play the Christmas Day game and get paid, and move on from there.
Yeah.
But there's talk that LeBron says if they
then
do that, he won't be ready.
I don't know what's up with the hockey because they obviously, of course, would also be gearing up about now, right?
Oh, yeah. Question about hockey though, since there's no traveling between Canada and the United States, are they going to do the bubble?
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, they have to do the bubble. I would assume because there are still a few teams in Canada in hockey, so they're going to have to do the bubble, I would believe.
Or the Canadian teams come down and play in the U.S. like the Blue Jays came.
Yes, that's right. Have a no home, But see, that would seem to be very unfair in one instance, but
Well, it's cross borders. We get when you play with other countries, and that's maybe just keep it American games in America.
Yeah.
Another year with the bubble. Oh my God.
I don't see the alternative for hockey.
Bubble.
Because a lot of the core revenue comes from the United States.
Ends.
So.
Well, they have college basketball. They're supposed to have a tournament in the bubble. I think in December or something. They're going to try to do the NCAA. They're going to have some tournament in a bubble. So,
yeah.
Well, that's right. They missed an entire season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No St. Patrick's Day. No drunken Irishman with pretending they're basketball fans this year.
It's weird watching the college conferences coming in. Some of them just started again just this past weekend.
Well, yeah, USC had a tremendous come from behind victory there.
Yeah.
Either that was a comeback victory or a big choke job by Arizona State. I think more a big choke job because they had them beat. I mean, they were dominating the game all the way through 3 quarters.
They beat 3 ways. They took an onside recovery of an onside kick and 2 fourth and whatevers to passes completions to win that game. But that's okay. We'll take it. USC, we'll take it where we can get it.
That completion was the USC got a touchdown that was pretty lucky. Did you see that touchdown?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the 4th down play.
Oh my God!
Now a team that did come back, even though they're not a great team, UCLA really did come back. I was surprised. They came back almost from the dead, and almost they not necessarily win it, but they made it a very close game within 6 points, something like that.
Oh, they didn't beat Colorado? Oh. We'll never be hearing the end of that from Buffalo fans.
What was this game?
They lost to Colorado.
Yeah, Colorado.
Oh, Colorado.
Yeah.
That's
they were down, I think, down by 24 points, 28 points in the first half, and came back, but they do what they normally do. They lose. So
let's see if Colorado can beat Oregon this year.
I don't think anybody's beating Oregon this year. Oregon's pretty good.
Oh, so you heard it here first. Oregon's the power in the Pac-12 or the Pac-16, whatever.
Yeah. That's but it's only a 5-game season, 6-game season.
I don't know. They didn't really do a good job publicizing it. 5 games?
Yeah, I don't know how
sure
to.
How many?
Yeah, Brian, you got any intel on that, Brian?
5 games. Yeah. How can you have them? They play 5 games. And there's no way that if the team plays 5 games that I could vote them over Cincinnati or Brigham Young because they're playing full season.
That wouldn't be fair.
Yeah, that's not fair. That's why I don't see how you can have a real playoff if you're going to want to put in the Pac-12 in there, and that wouldn't be fair.
No, that goes back to the inconsistency and the lack of policy. Just lack of policy which is itself a decision that the governor made here in the state of California. I can't, do you fault somebody for erring on the side of caution and that side of caution being to try and preserve human life? It's hard to be angry with that, even though I do find myself at times angry with that because it's, there's other places that are opened up for business back in September for football and other events in Georgia and Florida that don't seem to be suffering huge repercussions. It's just so confusing.
Well, no, Florida does. In fact, I have a friend that lives in Gainesville. Gainesville is, but oh my gosh! In fact, she lives close to the campus, and everybody around there has the COVID because for many months they did not take precautions.
Okay,
nobody did.
Okay,
no, so it does. It takes its effect. That's one thing I'm kind of proud of California. That we do kind of, even though we're bigger, so of course we're going to have bigger numbers.
Yeah.
But Californians, we do kind of take that seriously. And back in Florida and some parts down there, they don't. And that surprises me. I mean, this year, your health. And but I'm very proud of how we do this in California. Everybody, regardless of, even the Trump people, they take it more seriously here in California than they do back there. So, it's different here in California than back east, I think.
Yeah, everybody wears a mask here. I can't remember the last time. I mean, I see people improperly wearing a mask, but at least they're wearing a mask.
Yeah.
But I can't remember the last time I saw someone just plain naked in a spot where they should be wearing one, not wearing one at all. It's been a while.
Yeah, just by region, everybody's a little different in their thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, and if that's who's to know if that's what's helping us? But something is a little different in whatever's going on in California. It does seem to, so far, while it's spreading, it's not a huge explosion. It seems to be well within the capacity of the healthcare system, and well within our what we're doing right now. It'd be nice if we could throw some live music back in the mix, though. some live events. But
well, there's also there are no people at the stadiums, which I think there shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Because again, there's no need to go there. I mean, to me, when they say you're social distancing, well, you're not really social distancing. I mean, you're at a ball game, so I mean, just watch it on TV and let them play the game. And but you saw what happened in Notre Dame. I mean,
they rushed.
That was just pandemonium. I saw there was huge celebration on the field there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's scary. Actually, I mean, wow. That's your players. You got to get your players off the field. That's what the Notre Dame coach said. He said, if we win, get off the field fast you can.
Yeah,
because they're all coming.
Yeah. Well, that's these are interesting experiments. So there are stadiums that are opening, letting in 25,000, 30,000 people at a time. And there's the experiment. We can see how does that compare to what's going on in California? How does that compare with transmission rates? Other states are conducting experiments that we'll get a chance to compare the data here and see. The jury is out. But that being said, we're erring on the side of caution, and so far it's worked out pretty well for the state of California.
Yeah.
Yeah, so compared to New York State, where they said, let's try this. Let's put infected people into the nursing homes and see how that experiment works. Well, that didn't work very well.
Not too good. Huh?
So we got the data on that, and unfortunately, some real lives had to pay for it. But
that's the scary sad part.
Cuomo's got
because it is real. People dying, it's real. That's the sad thing.
Yeah. This whole situation with COVID, this whole year has been sad that way, Drew. We really missed having you around. Not that we've really been able to make any sense of any of this ourselves either, because it's just no sense to be made. But got a new president. We got some new hope moving forward. We'll hear some new voices here. It's exciting to look at the future in both parties of the younger people that will now have the chance to move up in the ranks here and get control. Look at Pete Buttigieg and Amy Klobuchar and others, and the mayor, the lady who ran for mayor in Atlanta. Oh no, that was a good one.
Abrams.
Yes, thank you, Stacey Abrams. Thank you, and other leaders like that are coming up to the forefront here.
She's got the gap in her teeth. You remember?
A little.
Well, it's like sports. If something's not working, you change. That's all.
She's not like Michael
It's not working, and you got to change. It's the same thing in sports, If your team is 0-6, 0-12, you got to make a change, regardless.
Yeah, bring in some fresh blood and some younger blood, and just like we see, kids come up through college and into the pros and careers advancing. It's the same way. We got some rookies here that need to get some playing time.
You guys know what the key to success is, though. When you're carrying somebody, everybody's got to step on the same foot at the same time. So why don't you play that clip, Eric? From it's one of a clip from one of Stu's favorite movies. History of the World. They got that clip there.
Part one. We got two History of the Worlds though. Well, I think you mean this one. We got two of them here, but I think you mean this one.
Stop. Could you please step on the same foot at the same time? My tits are falling off!
Empress Nympho!
William?
Falling off.
What are you doing here? You are a Vestal Virgin. You know that VVs are not allowed outside the palace without an escort.
Empress, this man just saved our lives, and now they want to kill him. We need your help.
Which one, the white guy or the color guy?
The slave. Please spare his life. I beg you. Perhaps you can use him at the palace. He's truly gifted.
Gifted? Bob!
Yes, Your Highness.
Oh, Bob. Do I have any openings that this man might fit?
Whoa! Well, we could use another wine steward. I got a great corkscrew. Whoa. It is a hip crowd.
All right, we'll schlep him along. For the time being, we will use him as a litter bearer.
Oh, thank you, Your Highness. Oh, good.
Good work. Litter bearers, prepare to move. Litter bearers, forward.
All right. We're back.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Yes.
So we got three.
I got a few other clips in case we have some time. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let me ask you a quick question right quick. I just see the Buffalo Bills up by 14 against the Seahawks. Do you believe the Seahawks are for real?
I really don't, but I keep getting burned every time I doubt them. So I went with them. I got talked into it, but I don't feel very good about them. To me, they don't seem like they're physical enough.
Oh.
Like
Their defense is horrible.
What's that?
Their defense is horrible. I mean, it's pathetic.
Yeah, it's kind of weak.
Yeah, kind of. It's one of the worst in football.
Yeah, it's not kind of. It is weak. And
yeah, but they're still 6-1.
Thank you
I mean,
for pointing that out.
No, I'm on the other side. Seattle, they do the stats. The stats are masquerading for a team that just does what it needs to do in the game to get to win the crucial plays and win the game. And so what the stats? Yeah,
they get bailed out by Russell Wilson.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but see,
and brinksmanship. They get bailed out by playing with brinksmanship.
Minnesota do a dumb play by not kicking the field goal, and you had Newton kind of. Why would you run when we could have play action pass? I mean, those are two losses they should have easy. Mm-hmm. So I really think that they're playing a little bit. Their record is not indicative of how good they are. I don't think they're that good.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to play.
I think you're right. And
yeah, that's fine. I still don't want to play them. I mean,
Green Bay and Seattle both should have or could have potentially been in more Super Bowls even with those quarterbacks alone. But every year they kind of stumble. They have put together a decent record, but in playoffs, somebody always picks them off.
That's true.
Yeah. They're not tough enough. Neither one of those teams. They get by with their quarterbacks and some of their skill position players, but when it comes right down to it, I don't like them to win against the best in the AFC, even if they got to the Super Bowl. But I don't think they will.
Yeah.
So, oh my God, the Ravens just had a big play here. Wow. Oh my God. Did you see? Oh, this was a great play. They just scored a touchdown on a fumble.
It was a
recovery.
pick six. Yeah, because Indy was up 7-0 too, and they were just striving, going for more.
Yeah,
well, that's another team that can't win the big game though either. Is the Ravens. I mean,
yeah.
Not in the playoffs.
Why is that?
They're great. Yeah, why is that?
I think it's the quarterback part.
Not necessarily, because I don't think they depend everything on him. It's everything around him. It's the whole organization. You look. I think they say their record. They have a record. Of course, they lose to Kansas City. They've lost big games to the Steelers, and every other team. I don't think they've lost a game. So I mean, when the big game comes, they just can't win. So that's beyond the quarterback. That's defense, offense, coaching. So
I think the Steelers are just on this amazing roll right now this year. That's who I think is going to go.
Thank you, Brian.
Kansas City down.
hard to bet against Kansas City.
They got the whole package basically.
Yeah, I do think Kansas City and Pittsburgh in the AFC right now. By far.
Yeah, but Pittsburgh's they got to keep Ben Roethlisberger healthy. That's a big if. If he goes
down. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, Mike Tomlin's done a good job this year. The defense looks pretty darn solid, and the passing game's going well, and so I think there's a good chance they'll be in the Super Bowl, but they're going to have to deal with Mahomes, and that's not going to be easy.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're coming back.
And he had to just do an interception in the end zone.
What's that?
Seattle just threw an interception in the end zone. They were about to get within 7, and they just threw an interception in the end zone. So it's still 14-0.
Yeah.
See, I mean, to me, even Russell Wilson, he is not a great quarterback to me. He's a very good quarterback, and I believe that this is just a campaign to get him the MVP. They keep saying Russell Wilson. Well, there's a reason why he hasn't been voted MVP. He's never been an MVP quarterback. So, you know, I mean, come on now. But I think the campaign is to give Russell Wilson the MVP. You know, so maybe.
It's not going to happen if Seattle starts tanking. I don't.
No.
You know, he hasn't earned it.
No.
So who do you like in the NFC, Drew? Do you like the Buccaneers?
I gotta say the Buccaneers. I mean, everybody's injured with San Francisco. You're looking at Seattle, which you talked about, and Green Bay. I think if Tampa Bay stays healthy, you got to stay healthy. Tampa Bay stays healthy. The only team I think that can get them is coming up this week. I mean, tonight is New Orleans. Because when New Orleans is healthy, I think it's New Orleans and Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Those are the two most complete teams.
Where's Chicago fit on the list anywhere?
No offense.
They've actually been pretty good this year, but yeah, it's not going to happen.
I know. You got this big heart on for Nick Foles, don't you?
Well, it's not that I got a big heart on. It's that he's got a big dick. He's got a massive hammer, don't he?
He's like Eric. He's a quiet cancer.
Yeah, who drags a big hammer around. He's John Holmes of the NFL.
I do like the kid on Buffalo. He's pretty cool.
Oh, Josh Allen.
Yeah, Buffalo is. They're about a couple of years away, I believe, though.
Yeah, but I like they're a tough team. You know, people play Buffalo, and then the next week they're like walking around like they just got a big hangover. Remember, you know what happened? You know, like with Tennessee, Tennessee won that really physical game, and the next week they didn't have it. Buffalo takes a lot out of you. They're a good team. They're physical.
Oh, they're a good team. They're a good team. I believe they're about a year. They're a experienced player away because they're still not totally experienced just because they got Allen. But I believe that they're about a year. They're like Kansas City was a couple of years ago. They're on the brink of being a very, very good team.
Right, they're building.
Yeah.
And your Vikings are looking good now, 13-0 over Detroit.
Well, again, that's like an explosion ready to happen. I mean, either they're going to be real good or they're real bad. So, I mean, look at Detroit. I mean, they were up 13-0 in the first half against Seattle. Shut them out. And look what happened. So, I've been a Viking fan since 1970, and I'm just used to collapses stuff.
They're like right there every other year.
Yeah.
Up year, then a down year, then an up year, then a down year.
And they have not won a game at home this year. They have not won at one time this year. No, and they're at home right now.
Yeah, it's home field advantage. There's no home field advantage anymore. It's gone in these silent stadiums.
Mm-hmm.
How about the NFC East? That's a fun one.
Well, when the winter hits, though, I think that's really an advantage, especially in Kansas City. So I think Pittsburgh wants to keep that home field advantage because, again, it gets cold in Pittsburgh, but not like in Kansas City. So, again, I think if Pittsburgh can keep that home field advantage, they've got a chance against the Chiefs.
Yeah,
right. Nobody wants to play in that brutal cold there. Or Green Bay, same thing, right?
Yeah. Same thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, you saw the Chiefs rolled into Buffalo and the Chiefs rolled into Denver. They don't mind playing in the snow, so.
It gets cold in Kansas City. It gets cold in Kansas City like it does in Green Bay.
Oh, yeah.
For some reason.
Green Bay. Yeah, there's somebody. You think you can knock off Green Bay this year, the Vikings?
Well, they knocked them off in Green Bay. The Vikings are so far behind.
I know it's a divisional
It
game.
would be
So
impossible. Yeah,
they're going to swap in the division, but then what comes to playoffs?
They'd have to do it Biden. So, and I don't think there's only one Biden this year. They're not going to come back like that.
Yeah, 'cause boy, Rodgers, he's having a fantastic year.
Well, Tabdog knows how I feel about Rodgers. I personally think he's the most overrated quarterback in history.
I know.
The reason I say that is because this man has only been to one Super Bowl.
Yep.
He's won, but every year he's supposed to be the best. And when you are the best, you have to show you're the best. And to me, he's not the best. He's a stat man. You got to win, and he's not a winner. He's a stat man.
Oh, and,
So,
Kirk Cousins is Cousins is a winner.
Well, look at his stats now. I mean, they're horrible. But I'm talking about when I say stats, it's like, it's look at Brady. Brady, even though Brady has stats, he doesn't win with stats. He wins by big plays, performances, big games. And you think about Rodgers when he plays big games, he doesn't come through. He never comes through. Brady, he comes through. And when you see what so I mean winners. I mean, you look at all the look at Joe Montana. He wasn't a big stat guy, but he won big games.
Yeah, he was a winner.
John Elway too.
John
Elway, yeah.
Elway, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. You got to play big. Bradshaw. These are winners, and Rodgers is not a winner. To me, he's not. And until he proves it.
So it has to be two more Super Bowls for him to cross the threshold, or one?
I think
he
went
one. He can't even get to another one. He can't even get to it. And he's had some great teams too.
Mm-hmm.
Had some great teams, and he can't get to it.
Well, he blamed the coach for so many years. Now he's got a better coach. So now it's now or never, right?
Yeah, but also I will give him this, that they don't want to put anybody around him. Why did they make a trade for a wide receiver? I don't know. It made no sense, So.
And the Browns? How come no one ever talks about the Browns anymore?
Well,
yesterday's fashion?
I don't know if I might take them seriously. I don't know
They're
if they're
actually pretty competitive this year.
Yeah. What are they? 5-2, 5-3, 5-2.
Yeah, something like that.
5-3. Then they went last week and they lost to the Raiders. Very unimpressive. I don't know. They're not reliable.
Yeah.
They lost to the Steelers.
And Odell Beckham, he's out for the year. He's out for the year.
He's gone for the year now.
Oh
yeah.
That's going to hurt him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was actually starting to come back this year. But nope.
I think that story is dying, the Browns' resurgence.
So it's going to be another 8-8 or 9-7?
Yeah, I'd predict 8-8 or something.
Now, the dark horse, I would say that's dangerous, that no one's really talking about, that's the Cardinals. They can beat – you don't want to have to play them because they can sneaky beat you. And that's what I think. That's the one team I don't think you want to play in the playoffs is the Cardinals. So I think they'll make the playoffs.
Well, it's Tampa or New Orleans is going to have to – might one of them have to go through them. So
Yeah. They could get knocked off by you can get a good team can get knocked off by Arizona.
Right. Look what they did to who did they beat recently? That was an upset.
Seattle. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great example. Seattle just got out pushed around at the end of that game.
Yeah. What we have here? 13-3. Carolina over the Kansas City.
I see you. Carolina is that's a crazy team. Like what the hell?
Well, see, that's
every week.
That's one. Minnesota should have kept Bridgewater. That was the dumbest move. Should have kept him.
Yeah, he has these games where he's really on it. He's not totally consistent, but
doesn't hurt you. He doesn't hurt you. He's a good manager. You got a good team around yourself, you'll win. Doesn't kill you.
Well, Andy Reid's, there's a guy who got over the hump because he had the reputation in Philadelphia of not being able to win the big one. And then he comes into Kansas City where you've got the whole Schottenheimer effect. And he might get dragged into the Schottenheimer effect, but no, he broke through.
Yeah, he did. Well, he's got the best quarterback in football, too. So.
Yeah. Well, hey, by hook or by crook, right?
Yeah, look at that. Panthers 13-3. Wow. Wow. But the Chiefs tend to fall behind a lot of times, and they'll do their magic.
Oh, yeah. It's still early in the game here. There's lots. It's just the beginning of the second quarter here. There's lots of game here.
But you play with that. You play with that too often, it's going to burn you.
Yeah.
You keep playing with that, it's going to burn you. And see, that's something I think that Pittsburgh has a chance with Kansas City because they played with falling behind a lot. And if Pittsburgh can get ahead against them and they got a good defense, then I think that's where they got a shot. I think they got a shot because Kansas City is known to get behind. So if Pittsburgh plays them in the playoffs and can get ahead of them, they got a defense that can slow them down.
Yeah, like last year, remember Kansas City got way behind when they played Tennessee, and they got back. They fixed it, but it was dicey. You can't do that consistently and survive.
Kansas City was behind in every game in the playoffs last year by double digits every game.
Yeah, even in the Super Bowl, right?
Yep.
Even in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
In the Super Bowl, and you can. It's going to fail you eventually. So.
Yeah, well, they haven't had to play from that behind that much this year. It's been a change because they've this is a team who's on the ascendancy here, and they still have places to go.
Yeah.
Impressive team. I mean, who would have thought? 5 years ago, Kansas City.
Well, remember they were good though, but they just couldn't get over.
Yeah.
Remember they were very good.
Oh, with Alex Smith, he did wonders for them.
Oh yeah, they were good with Alex Smith. Yeah, he was pretty good.
They almost made it to the Bowl. Yeah.
He's missing a defense or missing an offense or missing a quarterback or missing a lineman or missing a running back. They're always missing something.
Yeah.
Defense, but until now, they got Kelsey. He's like Tony Gonzalez good.
They don't. Let's face it. They don't have a very good defense, so they're always going to be trying to get by with that defense.
You ripping on Kansas City's defense here?
Yeah, it's not that good, is it?
Oh, they're not that good?
It's not great at all. It's not. It's probably average. Probably average.
Well, it's back to the numbers paint one impression, but the results paint another. They win.
Yeah.
So when you got a magic quarterback like that, it makes a big difference, of course. And he's just been incredible.
Mm-hmm.
He's got that Brady thing, I think, going for him.
Well, he can get rid of the ball
But
quickly.
he's actually
He can
even more.
stand in.
He's got a lot
elusive.
more talent than Brady.
Which is younger. He's got probably as much talent as Brady,
Well,
just a lot on the other end of the curve.
Yeah, he's got different weapons. He's a
We look for that Steelers-Cowboys game today. That'll be fun.
Please. Don't jinx us, okay?
Yeah, what's your pick there, bro?
No, anything can happen.
What's your pick there? They're favored by 13.5. Who are you taking in that match?
Oh, man. Smart buddy says always take 13 points in the NFL.
Always take it?
You never give 13 points in the NFL. I don't care who you are.
Uh-huh.
But
yeah, I think I learned that on the Mary Tyler Moore show.
Yeah, Ted Baxter's method.
But in this case against Dallas, I think I give the 13 points.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah, that might be one of the most disappointing teams. I think has got to be the Eagles. So I'm thinking.
Yeah, they're horrible, aren't they? They kind of get by. It's just so ugly. It's deplorable having to watch them on primetime TV.
I think it's Carson Wentz. I think he is not as good as everybody thought he was. He's not a good quarterback.
That's what it's looking. I know that's what it's looking. And it's like, wow.
He looked bad. He looked bad, really bad last week. I mean, the past 2 or 3 weeks he looked horrible. And they won in spite of him. See?
Yeah, he's doing bad stuff. Like throwing it up for grabs. He's chucking it to the middle of nowhere, and
he's not hurt or anything.
Yeah, that whole team looks, weak and beat up to me, but still probably good enough to win that division. Oh God!
Yeah, somebody's got to win it.
Someone's got to win.
The Giants are still in it. The Giants are still in the playoff picture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Washington too.
Yeah. So the WTF.
The team that plays in our nation's capital. The proletariats.
Well, you guys want to hear a little? You could play him a little Bush versus Kerry, that debate. That was funny.
Bush
John
versus
Kerry name dropping. I forgot how much he name dropped. That's all he did.
I told Chapter that's the one time I voted Republican. I did not like Kerry.
He was a little bit of a cold fish, wasn't he?
Yeah, Kerry.
That was 2004.
Yeah,
Washington University in
I
St.
went
Louis.
for Bush too.
I'm Charles
I
Gibson
turned
of
it
ABC News and Good Morning America. Tonight's format is going to be a bit different. We have assembled a town hall meeting of undecided voters who weigh at least 190 pounds. And now, please join me in welcoming with great respect President Bush and Senator Kerry. Gentlemen, to the business at hand. The first question is for Senator Kerry, and it will come from Anthony Baldy.
Yes, Senator Kerry, would you proceed with the same plans for a new Iraq government as President Bush?
No, I would not. We need a different plan, and I have a plan. Because even King Abdullah of Jordan says the president's plan isn't working. So does Senator Hagel, Republican of Nebraska. And so does Senator Lugar, the Republican chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee. But I have a plan. I would reach out to our allies in a way that this president hasn't. That, my friends, is my plan.
Wait, you see, that doesn't...
Mr. President, your rebuttal.
Yeah, I know. You see, Anthony, it doesn't work in the real world. That kind of global test stuff, Anthony. You can't always worry about pleasing Europe. What's going to be the popular thing. Sometimes you got to do, Anthony, what's unpopular, Anthony. Thank you.
The next question is for the president from Nikki, Washington.
Mr. President, what is your plan to repair relations with other countries, given the intense animosity from around the world?
I can answer that. I can get it. He changes his mind. He's a mind changer. Nikki, today he hates the war. Tomorrow, who knows what he'll hate? Maybe you. Maybe your child. He says, wrong war, wrong time. How are we supposed to fight? He's demoralizing our troops. Nikki, you don't, criticize a war. It's being fought by troops. Nikki?
I have a plan. I'm very proud to have the support of General John Shalikashvili, former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and Admiral William Crowe, former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. But the president and General Tony McPeak, who ran the air war for the president's father, he also supports me. But this president and General Wes Clark, can't forget him, he won the war in Kosovo, he supports me. But the president, General Baca, National Guard, a supporter. General Twickenham, General Hedberg, General Carlotti. That's 3 more right there.
Your time is up, Senator.
I have a plan.
The next question is...
Whoa.
Mr. President?
I can't respond to that. Come on.
Sir, we have many questions to get to. The next question comes from Carla Tamborello.
Mr. President, since we continue to police the world, how do you intend to maintain our military presence without reinstituting the draft?
Well, it's a good question, Carla. I hear there's rumors on the internets that we're going to have a draft. I don't know how many of these internets are carrying these rumors, but they're just wrong. I think the problem here may be more of a question of getting rid of the bad internets and keeping the good internets. Because I think we can all agree there are just too many internets.
Carla, he's misleading you. And let me tell you why, Carla. He didn't find weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, so now he's turned his campaign into a weapon of mass deception. Iraq has become Iran. It's not a coalition, it's a no one's mission, right? He's not commander-in-chief, he's meandering thief. I have a plan.
The next question for the senator is from Cheryl Spander.
Senator Kerry, what will you do to help small businesses?
Cheryl, I'm a friend of small businesses. I'm not the one who wants to cut taxes for only the wealthiest 1%. Out of this whole room, Mr. President, I'd wager only 3 people would benefit from your tax cut. You, me, Charlie. Okay, and maybe this fat guy right there. He looks kind of rich, but the rest of you forget it. We need to cut back on taxes for those who need it most so we can dig out an economy that lost 1.6 million jobs.
Mr. President?
There it is again. He's demoralizing our troops. How are they supposed to fight, in a war? When he's talking about how bad things are at home. I mean, they got enough to worry about. They're trying to fight, and he's up here, saying things are bad, debating me, the president, What does that say to our troops? If you know any troops, please don't tell them we're here debating. Because I know how they're going to feel. And it's not going to be moralized. It's going to be demoralized.
Senator.
Hey, Chab Dog, that runs on a bit.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, let's wrap that up. All right. Well, we're hitting the end of the show. We can talk about, I guess, what's going on and what the update is on the games before we go.
Sure.
Looks like the Bills are taking it to the Seahawks pretty. They're taking them to the woodshed and beating them up.
Oh, yeah.
I think 17-0
17-6. No, 6. Seahawks just scored 17-6.
Okay.
Okay.
You watch. They'll cover 2.5. Don't worry. Don't go to lifeboats just quite yet.
Colts Ravens is 7-7, right?
Yep.
Eric, do you have the other scores? Because my computer's frozen. Oh, there it is. It came back.
Yeah.
But if you want to give, I don't know.
I don't have any up in front of me. I was relying on you, Chapter.
In that big NFC East battle, the Giants are beating Washington 10-3. That's a playoff implication.
It's divisional match.
I got them here.
Thanks, Brian.
Texans 13-7 over Jaguars.
Yeah.
Giants 10-3 over Washington. Ravens 7-7 Colts. Vikings 13-3 over Lions. Titans 3-0 over Bears. Panthers 14-6 over Chiefs. Bills 17-7. Yeah. 17-7 Bills over the Seahawks.
Who wins the Saints Buccaneers?
Buccaneers.
Saints.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the
And Falcons are 17-3 over Broncos, if you want to know.
Oh,
Wow.
That's nice. Got that
Wow.
one right.
Wow, but Falcons are playing well now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they started, but I mean, they actually played well the whole year, but they kept losing.
Yeah, they sure did. In the strangest ways.
I think Ryan is still the number one quarterback rating or something.
Right.
Yeah, Matt Ryan's. You know, if he can eliminate his mistakes, he's got a lot of. He does a lot of good things.
He's
already one of the top. He's already one of the top 10 quarterbacks all time.
Yeah,
statistically.
You look at the Falcons, the Carolina Buccaneers, and Saints. That might be the best division in football.
Right.
Yeah.
No real weak sister in that division right now.
No.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's 11 o'clock, so thank you guys for calling in. I think we're gonna sign off now. And what do we got to go out with in terms of music? I don't know if I sent you anything, Eric.
Yeah, but you sent me some other stuff on the Kennedy assassination. And
well, that's kind of depressing. Maybe we should go with like the history of the world Inquisition.
No,
clip,
I've got a song. I've got a song that goes with that. So let's go with this.
November 22nd, 1963.
And now,
yeah, maybe you'll recognize this.
Where were you on November 22nd, 1963?
And now, here's Johnny.
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your.
Just a moment. We have a bulletin coming in.
Here is a bulletin from CBS News.
Stand by, please. Stand by, please.
In Dallas, Texas.
It appears as though something has happened in the motorcade route.
Ich bin ein Berliner.
3 shots were fired.
Put me on, Phil. Put me on.
3.
Put me on, Phil. Put me on.
3.
President Kennedy has been seriously wounded by this shooting.
Stand by, please. Stand by, please. The president was hit in the head. He grabbed himself and he slumped down. The president was hit in the head. He grabbed himself and he slumped down. Stand by, please. Stand by, please.
More details just arrived. Mrs. Kennedy jumped up. She called, "Oh no! Oh no!
The energy.
Oh no!
The faith.
Oh no!
The devotion.
Oh no!" The motorcade sped on.
Something has happened here. We understand there has been a shooting. Something has happened here. I can see many, many motorcycles. We understand there has been a shooting. Many, many police officers. Mrs. Kennedy's pink suit. Something has happened here. We understand there has been a shooting. We can't see who has been hit, if anybody's been hit. Something is wrong here. Something is terribly
More
wrong.
details just arrived. Mrs. Kennedy jumped up. She called, "Oh no! Oh no!
The energy.
Oh no!
The faith.
Oh no!
The devotion.
Oh no!" The motorcade sped on.
The world is very different now.
The flash, apparently official. The flash, apparently official. President Kennedy died at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time.
He's dead, all right.
We are are the heirs of that first revolution.
There is a prisoner. There is a prisoner. Wearing a black sweater.
This is the man who killed President Kennedy.
You have anything to say in your defense? Oswald has been shot. Oswald has been shot. Dangling, his hand is dangling over the edge of the stretcher. Dangling, his hand is dangling over the edge of the stretcher.
He's dead all right. He's dead all right.
Jack Ruby. Jack Ruby. He runs the Carousel Club. Here is the ambulance.
More details just arrived. Mrs. Kennedy jumped up. She called, "Oh no. Oh no.
The energy,
Oh no.
the faith,
Oh no.
the devotion.
Oh no. The motorcade sped on. More details just arrived. Mrs. Kennedy jumped up. She called, "Oh no. Oh no.
The energy,
Oh no.
the faith,
Oh no.
the devotion.
Oh no. The motorcade sped on.
The faith, the faith,